Greetings, YouTube. 2 Florida cases recently come to light that deal with parenting, and the juxtaposition between the two of them is interesting and ultimately depressing. The first is a story about a father who decided that a good belt lashing would teach his 8-year-old son to get better grades. Did the boy get better grades? I'm not sure, but he could get raised welts on his legs and backside, bruises big enough and purple enough to alarm a teacher, and a butt that hurt when he sat upon it. Now, as I've spoken in the past, I feel that striking a child, ever, is battery. If you leave welts and bruises on your child, that is child abuse. Plain and simple. You should be arrested, you should be charged, you should be tried, and if found guilty, you should be put in jail. In addition, your child should be taken away from you forever. Now, the charges were filed against this man, but they were dropped in 12 minutes. A judge decided that it was okay that this father beat his child with a belt. In another case, a man is appealing a judgment that he may lose his protected status as a father of 2 children that at one point he fostered and then adopted. The reason he may lose his 2 sons is because he's gay. The state gave these 2 boys to him as a foster parent. He then adopted them, went through all the hoops that requires, and now the state has decided that he and his partner are unfit to be parents. Parents that were good enough to foster them with. Parents that were good enough to adopt these children. But now they've decided that they aren't good enough any longer, and they should no longer be these boys' parents. Parents that are the only real people that these children have ever called parent. So let's be clear. The state of Florida has decided that beating your children until you leave welts and bruises is okay. But if you're gay and a parent, that's not okay. There's something profoundly wrong with Florida. Not just a little wrong, a whole lot of wrong. You might be saying, oh, it's because the voting population is a little older and a little more conservative. That doesn't matter. Your age does not factor in the least when it comes to child abuse or parents that love their children. If you beat your kid, you're a crappy parent. You deserve to lose your child and go to jail. It doesn't matter what the voters around you think. That's what should happen. If you love your child loves you, and you take care of them, and you plan on continuing to take care of them until they turn 18, and then you can help them in the future in their life just like every other kind of parent. And the community around you says, maybe you shouldn't be a parent just because you're gay. Well, voters like that are asshats as well. Now, I apologize, because at the moment, I'm not in a particularly good mood. I've heard this news, and of course, the latest fear-mongering from the Republican Party trying to convince people that having a healthcare system that will actually take care of every single American and cost us less as a nation is somehow a bad thing. But these 2 reports about these 2 Florida cases have really struck home to me today. And I really would love to talk to these 2 courts, see what their reasoning is. Because I know that there are situations where these kind of abuses, in the first case, would get you thrown in jail for a very long time. And yet, this court case was dismissed in 12 minutes. And this other man, who loves his kids and wants to be a good parent, is going to have to spend months in appellate court appealing this decision, hoping and praying that the state doesn't take the 2 children away that he legally adopted, that they helped him legally adopt. So there's something wrong with Florida. And it isn't just my bad mood saying that. If anybody out there lives in Florida, can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me why these courts have done these things? Because I don't understand it. Child abuse is child abuse, and a loving parent is a loving parent. The world has far too many of the former, and not enough of the latter.